Welcome to Down for the Count, where we create top 10 lists of the greatest things in life and count them down slowly, one item per episode, savoring every last morsel of top 10 goodness. Are you ready?
Michael.
Yes, sir.
Have you ever played a prank or a trick on someone that went on to create an international hoax and conspiracy?
Well, there was that one time.
Yeah.
No, I haven't.
Oh, people do it all the time. People do it more often than one would think.
International?
Yeah.
Mine have been more regional.
More regional.
Regional things.
Okay,
yeah. They're not that good. I'm not a prankster.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
So I just don't. Yeah, it's not my thing.
Yeah, it's permeated the American Southeast, but really just
It
not
just kind
beyond
of
that.
peters out once you get to Nova.
Yeah.
It peters out.
It does. August 1958. You remember that? Remember that time? It was
I remember it vividly. You were 4 years old.
Yeah, right. I was negative 12.
That's what you keep saying. You keep saying you were born in 1970.
Oh,
I don't
well.
believe it. I'm looking right at you.
It's a hoax.
Okay.
So there's a guy named Jerry Crew. He was a bulldozer operator.
Some would call him a motley crew.
Yes, but they'd call him with the umlaut on top of the
yes.
O. He was working at a Wallace construction logging site in Bluff Creek, California. I believe that's in Northern California. Don't quote me. I don't mind. No,
It is in Northern California.
It is in Northern California.
It's got a Northern California feel to this whole story. Has a big Northern California feel to it.
No disrespect.
No, full disrespect.
Okay. So anyway, Jerry discovered these enormous footprints around his equipment, and they were over 16 inches long.
So shack-like.
Yes. And 7 inches wide. So the local newspaper, the Humboldt Times,
The storied.
the
gray, not lady.
the legendary,
Something like that. Anyway.
they ran an article, and they coined, in this article they talked about this footprint, and they coined it Bigfoot.
Now I get it.
Yeah.
He had feet
He had feet
that were big.
that were large.
Bigfoot.
Large foot didn't have the same ring to
What
it.
about big feet?
No, well,
Here's
yeah.
you're the writer type guy.
Yeah.
Bigfoot is the name.
Yes. And
Are they-
hoaxin' was his game.
But if Bigfoot is a name, so I'm
Yes.
asking a grammatical question.
Yes.
How would you reference more than one Bigfoot?
Well,
Would they be big feet or are they Bigfoots?
it depends on their pronouns.
I mean, they would have to be real.
Yeah.
But is foot? I mean, maybe if we're talking about French, that's like a masculine, feminine kind of a thing. I don't think it depends on pronouns.
I think Bigfoot is he, his, they. Last we spoke.
But that doesn't answer my question. Kind of like when you ask people about Bigfoot, they just obfuscate and just start talking about things that don't have nothing
That's
to do with
how
the
it
question.
works.
And then it's just like, no, but that still doesn't say, are they big feet or are they Bigfoots?
Listen, this is really on you and your lack of saying yes to life and believing.
I'm telling you, I believe in this.
See what I'm doing?
I think Bigfoot exists.
Yeah. No, you don't. Not even a little bit. But you see, I'm obfuscation. I'm using gaslighting. I'm using all sorts of great psychological tricks to help you understand that this thing that was debunked in 2002 is real.
How did it take that long to debunk?
It was
How?
debunked immediately, but it was really debunked. It was super debunked.
All I can picture is the editor in chief of the Humboldt Times.
Yeah.
He's got the sleeves rolled up. He's got the garter around his upper left bicep.
Yeah.
He's chewing on a cigar that he's had since 1947.
Right.
And he's like, we got to sell more ads. We got to figure out how to make money. The war is over. We need something.
War's been over 15 years, 13 years.
They've been
We
riding
need an
that wave.
idea.
There was Korea.
True, there was Korea.
So,
Yeah.
then what are you going to do? So they make stuff up
They make stuff up.
about big feet.
So Wallace's...
I'm going to keep saying it wrong until you figure this out grammatically.
No, I want it to be big feet because this is important. So there was a guy There was a guy. His name was Wallace, okay?
Did he have a dog named Gromit?
He did. His name was Ray Wallace.
Oh, okay.
Okay. He died in 2002 at the age of 84. That's way after 1958.
Yes.
His son revealed that his dad possessed large, poorly crafted wooden feet, according to the family. All right?
There goes Wallace with his big feet again.
Ray's brother, Wilbur Wallace, and his nephew, Mac McKinley. These names were just made up.
Mac McKinley. What if it was Mick McKinley?
And they said that these carved feet were used to stamp imprints around Northern California as a prank. So the family came out and said, yeah, Dad had these big old fake wooden feet.
But the thing is, that means was he trying to make people believe that there was a monster that had big feet?
I don't, Why?
What is going through your mind? It's 1955.
Yeah.
You got to figure, no, it's 1955.
Okay, all right, sure.
He's sitting around, he's bored.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm going to carve me some big feet.
Yeah.
Just to play a joke on somebody.
Yeah.
Because he didn't do this in a weekend.
Yeah.
So that's why and then he's like, finally, someone found my big feet prints.
But that's something that somebody with a sense of humor might do. It's not especially funny.
I guess before the internet.
Yeah, before the internet, you needed stuff to do.
Before you could rickroll people. So he would, Bigfooted people.
Right.
That was his thing.
Yeah. He big-feeted people. So even after the family came out and said, yeah, it was a total joke, the Bigfoot believing community said, no, it wasn't.
No, really. Look, here are the feet.
Adamantly. And that's not only sort of how, that's how many conspiracy theories are perpetuated.
And it kind of makes you wonder, too. He must have been a pretty skilled craftsman.
Yeah.
To whittle feet out of wood. Realistic enough that people would think they're real.
Yeah. Well, I guess in snow, it's amorphous, and
was
it doesn't
snow?
have to be.
I thought it was mud. Was it snow?
Mud, sure.
Yeah.
It was August.
Yeah.
So
not snow.
even in Northern California.
Northernest California.
Yeah.
It's not snowing.
Yeah, it's a little chilly up there at that time.
Unless they have, Lake Tahoe? Nah, still maybe, but nah. And this is before global warming, so maybe there was 8 feet of snow on the ground. Who knows?
So
1958 was right at the tail end of the last ice age. So.
True. So even after it was disproven and debunked, people who believed said, yeah, no, it's real. So they are over the borderline of the importance of evidence. They have left the realm of evidence matters.
I mean, that's a no because of COVID and the like.
Yeah.
It has now come out, more studies have come out that show that if you're trying to convince someone of your side, facts are the worst thing you can present them with.
Absolutely.
People don't care about facts.
They do not.
They care about emotion and feeling.
Right, exactly.
And everything else but facts.
I feel that microorganisms don't exist. I believe that.
Because I don't see any.
I can't see. Do you see them?
I don't see them. No.
I
mean, I know they have pictures of them under microscopes and stuff like that, but I don't see them.
Yeah, but those are bogus. Those were planted by tiny, tiny wooden footprints. tiny wooden boards.
Tiny feet.
Tiny feet.
Atomic feet.
Yeah, they were microscopic.
Microfeet.
Nanofeet. Nanofoot.
There we go.
Yeah.
Nanofoot.
A single would be nanofoot.
Nanofoot. Or nanofoots.
Yeah, right. And
you look under a microscope, see this hairy.
Right. Oh my God, look at this thing. Their favorite game? Nanofootsie. Very little known fact.
Right to Nanofoot red.
So I thought we would take a little bit of a fun sort of traipse through
Bigfoot traipse.
Yeah,
are we gonna walk around traipse with big feet?
We're gonna traipse with some big feet in the August snow of Northern California, and go through some of the arguments presented by the Bigfoot community. And there's a Bigfoot community. There are those who are deeply
Yes, just the term Bigfoot community.
Oh,
It
Yeah.
tickles me.
And for every episode, we're going to be talking about, JFK assassination. There's going to be a flat Earth community. There's going to be a, aliens kill JFK community. And that's part of the
because
allure.
they did.
Yeah. Well, they did.
We can't even joke about it.
You can't even joke about it. It's not a laughing matter.
They did.
Number one argument presented by people in the Bigfoot community is there are footprints. You can't fake footprints.
When clearly you can.
You can. And they argue that they are too large to be man-made. You can't have a foot that big. Even Shaq doesn't have a foot that big.
But yes, you can't fake them.
You can't fake them.
It's impossible.
It's absolutely impossible.
Completely
There's no
impossible.
way you can fake a large footprint. And some even have, quote, dermal ridges, which are like fingerprints. So
which you can't fake either.
You cannot fake that. So how do you debunk that? You got the Ray Wallace story, his son came out and said, yeah, dad was just kidding. Dozens of footprint hoaxers have admitted to doing it. So not only Wallace's son, but other folks have come across and said, yeah, that was me.
I did it.
That was me. That was me. They raised their hand literally. That was me. I did it.
That's what they want you to think.
Many prints are bear tracks that have melted or overlapped to resemble a human foot. You can't fake that stuff.
Bears never walk in the same place twice.
They don't.
It's that or lightning never happens in the same place. But I think it's bears.
one of those.
It's
one
bears.
of those.
I mean, that's the whole thing. That's like if you want to get away from a bear when you're camping, you just walk on other bear prints.
That's what they say.
Because bears never overlap their footprints.
They never overlap their footprints.
Never.
And we'll get into this in a little bit. In order for a species to exist, you can't have obviously just one. Is it lays that you can't have just one?
Thousands of years old. Yes, it is.
Yes.
And also, go ahead and eat it. We'll make more.
It's not only that you can't just have one or that you can't have two. You need you need a large community. You need what's called a breeding species to perpetuate any type of organism.
Because it's been going on so completely undiscovered.
Yes.
Until 1958.
Totally. Yeah.
Completely and totally.
Completely.
Well, I guess not, because technically, we'll get into this about the
indigenous stories,
people's styles, and things like that, and just in different places in the world of different styles of Bigfoots.
Yep. Right.
Bigfoot. Maybe it's like Bigfoot. Just like that's the singular and plural.
Okay.
I don't know why I'm focused on it. I can't not focus on it now.
No, it's important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like one Bigfoot, two Bigfoot.
3 Bigfoot 4. Yeah. So a breeding species, you would find millions of these prints. You would not find
they would be everywhere.
You would not find just one every couple of years.
Yeah, he'd be outside your window right now.
Yeah, he'd be out there. So to find
stomping around on your begonias,
occasionally finding a footprint is hardly evidence that the species exists.
Unless there used to be billions of them.
Yes, and now they're down
now they're down to like 40.
Now they're down to one Bigfoot named Gary.
Guy.
He's just wandering around, lost. Where'd everybody go?
Just looking for somebody to love. Is that so wrong?
That's so wrong. Where'd everybody go?
I got a lot of love to give. Look at these feet.
They're big.
You know what they say about big feet, huh? Big shoes. Except I don't wear shoes because they don't make them this big. Plus, I'm a Bigfoot.
See, that's why he's by himself, because that's the sense of humor. Yeah. That's why he's by himself, because he just goes up to
that's
people.
That's
why
the species was going extinct.
Because
they're just not funny.
He's one guy from Poughkeepsie, New York, who's like, hey, I got some big feet over here. You know what they say? I'll tell you what they say. Another thing that people say is that people have seen Bigfoot. They haven't seen Bigfoot, but other people have seen it.
So you can't go. If you go out and ask 1,000 people, you have a phone on you? 999 of them are going to say, yeah, it's right here.
Yeah.
None of them have
Zero.
taken a good picture.
Zero.
And these cameras are freaking amazing.
It's mind-blowing
you don't
quality.
have to try to take a good picture.
They're totally
done.
They're totally HD. You know? And there's Gary. There he is.
Hey,
Here's
I'm
his
right
face.
here. I'm not trying to hide.
Hey, I'm right here.
You know anybody?
So people say that what they see is not human. So Phil, does it look like a bear? Maybe it looks a little bit like a bear, but it's always something not human.
Maybe it's a bear.
Maybe it's a bear.
Maybe
Could
it's
be a bear.
Maybe it's a big hairy guy.
People can't see in low light because it's often in the dark that he appears. He's always far away. He's never close.
Well, they are loners
They are loners,
because there's only one left.
and it happens to be in the Pacific Northwest where there are bears. There's also shiny vampires, but that's established.
And Mariners fans.
Aaron Mariners fans. The one that doesn't exist.
Well, see, so in the
Mariners
Pacific
fans.
Northwest, we have Bigfoot
Yeah,
and Big Dumper.
That's true.
They like their big stuff up there.
No one can say that those two have been seen in the same place,
That's true.
right? They
How
could
do
be
you-
the same guy.
How do you know Bigfoot doesn't bat 215 and hit 64 home runs?
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Hey, 13 people voted for him for Bigfoot most valuable hoax.
Most valuable cryptozoa species.
That's exactly right.
Yes.
So people seem to, quote, see him all the time at dusk or dawn when shadows distort things. It's never just sort of in the middle of it's never at 2 p.m.
Well, they're nocturnal animals.
Oh, right. So
It's the most patronizing. Oh, right. I've ever heard in my life.
yeah, that's
Well, I never.
wow. Was that Paul
I was getting
Lynde?
indignant.
Oh, okay.
That was not Paul Lynde.
Oh, okay.
That was someone who was on the. It's kind of someone older, upset, almost ready to be crying. They're so indignant. about it.
Oh, yes, okay. That's the indignant guy.
Yeah.
So we have the footprints debunked. We have people seeing Bigfoot, but yet no real evidence. It's typically in low light. It's places with bears. It's generally at dusk or dawn. And they vary from one to another. There's not a ton of consistency between these stories.
Well, when everyone's making up a story, it's impossible for them to all be the same.
Yeah. Of course. The Patterson-Gimlin film. You want to tell us about the Patterson-Gimlin film?
So, yes,
Let's go back to
I
1967 in the summer of love. And Bigfoot was ready to rock.
do. Was it the Summer of Love?
Yeah, 67.
Was it?
Yeah.
I'm not
It
doubting
was.
it. I was just
No, it was.
curious.
It was. Yeah. I mean, the summer was. It was, February 67 was not the summer of
It was
love.
more the cold
Yeah.
month.
Yeah. It
Depending
was
on where. Northern California would have been cold.
Yeah, exactly.
No one would have ever seen these footprints.
Zero.
So anyway, there was basically, and I get this information from the Skeptoid podcast.
Yeah.
He is a debunker of many different things.
Debunker of things.
And so it's basically a silent film, of course, silent film. It was
Right.
filmed in 1967 in, where else? Northern California, by this guy, this rancher, Roger Patterson, and his friend, Bob Gimlin. And so basically, I think most people have probably seen this video. It's a blurry-ish, basically looks like a tall, hairy guy.
Yeah.
Walking away in the woods, just kind of, gangly arms and, and all this, and just kind of walking off into the distance.
Very scary.
And then they basically released it,
Yeah.
and someone found, and there's a whole thing. And
Mythology around
there's
it.
a whole mythology
Yeah.
around, no one knows exactly the origin of the video.
Yeah.
And the guy, Roger Patterson, died of cancer just a few years after.
Yeah.
But this guy, Roger Patterson, he like there's so many things that make this that like he just was like he's a get rich quick scheme kind of a guy.
Right.
He was a competitive rodeo cowboy, part-time rancher, and as this article says, full-time slacker.
Full-time slacker.
Full-time slacker. Few who knew him had anything positive to say about him.
Right.
So all this video is like some scumbag,
Right.
and puts it out there. Is he never paid his bills. He borrowed money, lied about it, never paid it back. He was a big burly guy. Like he was a big strong guy.
Yeah.
So no one would say anything to him because he'd beat the crap out of him.
Right.
So they had knew about Bigfoot because they were in that, Northern California. They had
Right.
probably read the Humboldt Times or had someone
Yep.
read it to them.
And the film was shot in the exact same area.
yes.
Of
Northern
1958.
Yeah. And in October of 1967, they rented a movie camera and like rode a horse for a couple weeks to look for it.
Yeah.
So probably at first, they were probably really trying to look for it.
Could have been.
At first.
Yeah.
And then they basically, all of a sudden, it comes out of a clearing on October 20th. And the Gimlin guy chased it on horseback, lost it, but found its footprints.
Right.
And then they went 5 kilometers back to camp for plaster so that they could make these. And they poured the plaster into the footprints, waited for it to dry, and then went back to camp again. Then they went, and this was like about 4 p.m. And then, so he says, the glaring impossibility of the timeline. And this is what first raised suspicions amongst the skeptic crowd.
Yeah.
The version they settled on was that, because the whole thing is about the developing of the film.
Right.
Like, how did they get this film developed?
Yeah.
Okay. So they said that they put the film onto a plane and flew it to Yakima,
Okay.
Washington, where this guy, Al Diatley, picked it up to have it developed. And then they found that the only charter planes that could have flown that route that day were all grounded due to rain and bad weather. So made up all this thing, but they
Right.
couldn't have flown.
Yeah.
Then as soon as they figured that out, they're like, yeah, these guys are idiots. Like
Right.
the timeline just doesn't add up.
Yeah.
I'd made a little note about this that's like, so it's the timeline that everyone has a problem with.
It's the timeline. It's
Not
not
the fact that some flim-flammer probably hired a guy in a bad gorilla suit to run through the wilderness. The timeline is the issue.
It's the timeline.
It's the timeline. Everything else,
It doesn't hold water.
No.
Yeah. It's perfect except for the timeline.
So this Diatley guy,
Yeah.
he backed Patterson's story and backed him financially and formed Bigfoot Enterprises on November 1st.
Yeah.
So this happened October 20th, and they supposedly flew this film to somewhere in Washington State
Yeah.
and basically had it developed. And then this guy, November 1st, just 10 days after, released it.
Yeah.
And they made $200,000 in the first year
Yeah.
after this. 1967, $200,000. A lot of money.
A lot of money.
I mean, it's a lot
Yep.
of money now, but
Yeah.
even more. I mean, that's like $1 million,
Right.
More, now, especially for a guy who's basically a grifter.
Right.
This is like,
Yep.
the jackpot. And so there was the whole thing about them selling the rights, and the Patterson guy had been going down to Hollywood and everything like that. He wrote a book the year before called Do Abominable Snowmen of America Really Exist?
Yeah.
I mean, so he just is a nothing about this makes sense. And
Yeah.
there's evidence that like days before the event, they had rented a big gorilla costume
Yep. That's my favorite part.
and shoulder pads.
Yeah.
Like
Yep.
football shoulder pads.
Yep.
And knew a guy who was super tall
Yeah.
that they paid. Well, they said they were going to pay all this. They would pay like a couple $100 to.
Yeah.
And then he did it. And then he never found them. And then he like never, then they disappeared and he never got any money from them.
And he's still out there.
So it's like, yet all
Yeah.
of this real evidence comes out.
Yeah.
And
No, it doesn't matter.
It kickstarted even more so.
Right.
that this exists.
But people still point to that film as the quintessential evidence of the existence of Bigfoot, despite the overwhelming evidence saying no, that wasn't really
and so you
thing.
think you're like, okay, well, these are just the only people that really believe in this are crackpots and people with nothing better to do.
Yeah.
I present you to
Yes.
Darby Orcutt, PhD, professor at our local North Carolina State University.
Right down the street.
Must have done this after he got tenure.
Yeah.
Because, man.
Yeah.
Anyway, in 2023.
That was only a couple of years ago.
Only 2 years ago.
That wasn't 50 years ago.
He decided to basically have people send him hair samples that they found.
Mm-hmm.
And he was going to do a DNA study to prove that Bigfoot exists.
Mm-hmm.
I don't quite know how this would prove that Bigfoot exists.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I guess you could say, okay, well, it's nothing else. Like, we have this DNA sample, and it doesn't match up with anything else.
Mm-hmm.
But that doesn't mean it's Bigfoot. It just means it's not anything else.
Right.
Like, anyway. So I figured, okay, well, this was just a thing that, an article that I found. April 2025.
Yeah.
A mere 8 months ago.
Yeah.
He posts to his Facebook page.
Yeah.
His Facebook page for this study.
Right.
My website and more project updates are coming later this month, including news of not just the DNA study, but other current research of interest. But I'm constantly being asked, what is the status of the DNA project, and when can we expect results?
Results!
TLDR, real science takes a long time, but dependable results will come.
Right. Dependable.
First of all, not real science.
Not real science.
Like, technically, the science is real, and that DNA testing is real.
Sure.
But is it real science when you're trying to prove something isn't real?
Yeah.
I mean, that isn't real is real?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So, I won't read the whole thing. It's exciting news. Study is progressing. 100 samples has been offered.
Yeah.
Again, not a sign that,
right.
that just because you're collecting data doesn't mean that it's anything. And about half of these are already received and in one of our labs. Near the samples offered seem unusual in appearance and or in the context in which they are reported, found. Most of the alleged are thought to be Sasquatch/Bigfoot. Most of the samples are hair, but he's been given blood, teeth, scat, otherwise known as poop, handprint residue. Like, what is it? Do you have a ham sandwich and you left a little stain on a signpost or something like that?
Yes.
So they're documenting the context and the details, and again, they're doing things that are science, but it's just bunk. I mean, it's really like, I can't believe this guy. He's a professor, and it just really bothers me.
Yeah.
And they've completed the initial round and discussing plans for exactly how we'll proceed from here. Last week, an additional geneticist joined the team, and it's exciting and blah, 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 and all this kind of thing. And of course, he asks for donations because doing things is expensive. And the university is like, we're not giving you a penny for this. We're lucky we can't fire you for this stuff.
Hey, doing things is expensive.
Yeah. So it's like, this is why things like this just still exist.
Yeah.
Because there are enough.
It's perpetuated.
Yeah. And it's like, and we had talked about this in the intro podcast where it's so easy to find evidence.
Yeah.
Heavily laden with quotes.
Right.
On things.
Yeah.
Reminds me of Bob Saget joke.
Yes.
He was like, I read something yesterday. I wrote it down and then I read it.
Right. Yeah.
It's like you could just put anything out there.
Right.
And if enough people believe it, it's the quote unquote truth.
Or if you say it with enough conviction, even if it's not many people, if it's one person in a position of authority.
I don't know. I don't even think it has to. Yes, that would help for sure. Like this Orcutt clown.
Right.
Is, an authority. He's a professor
Right.
at NC State.
Yeah.
And but it's like, but no real science has been done.
No.
None. It's all just, well, I read and I saw and I did,
Yeah.
and I squinted and,
Right.
it just boggles my mind. At the very least, this is a harmless thing
Yeah.
because who cares?
Yeah,
Let them
right.
believe
Yeah.
all they want
Right.
about this. Because who cares if it does exist or it's not? It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's like there's
Yeah.
plenty of animals all over the world I would never come into contact with.
Yeah.
I don't know they exist. I've never seen them. You
Which
know?
leads us perfectly into the next assertion that Bigfoot believers believe, which is they're just hiding. They're just hiding.
How do you hide with feet like that?
and
you
the-
stand behind a tree, those feet are going to stick out.
They stick out big time.
And why are they hide? That means they have sentience. They have sentience over the average animal.
Now, there are lots of animals that you don't see very often. So wolverines are real animals, despite the fact that Wolverine is a fictional character.
And the Wolverines
Yes.
are a teenage band of warriors that fight the Russians when they invaded the United States in the mid-'80s.
Of course. And they are not, none of those populations are seen very often. Mountain lions are not seen very often, but they're real. In fact, there are species that are rarely seen.
But you know what also there are of those things?
Yeah.
They are in zoos.
They are in zoos.
There are
yeah.
high-definition photographs taken
Right.
of those things.
Smiling, just yucking it
Yes,
up.
they may be hiding,
Yes.
but you get a 300x zoom lens
Right.
on
Yes.
any kind of Canon DSLR, and you're going to get a great picture of one of those things. So yet,
Yes.
that has never happened to Bigfoot yet.
So this is my favorite. I hinted at this earlier. For a species to be viable, you need thousands of individuals of the species, not one, not two, not a few. You need thousands. If, in fact, they existed, we found the, quote, footprints and or follicles or hair. Why is it that we haven't found hundreds and thousands of droppings, bones, dens,
Fossils. And anything.
nothing? And you would think that would be the lead story on all news outlets, that there has been definitive evidence. There has been a den found. There's been definitive evidence that there was an unknown species discovered. We find new fungus species constantly. And we have the physical evidence, and they are way more reliable than this decades-old story.
Yes.
Mammals don't stay invisible. The ecosystems do not work.
What
that way.
about Invisibilipithecus?
Oh, that's fair. Yeah, that's true. You mentioned earlier the indigenous stories that talk about the similar creatures that refer to hairy beings and forest spirits. And they must be a description of a real animal because, of course, that's the way religion and myth and spirituality works. It must be real.
Everything that was talked about
Yep.
hundreds and hundreds of years ago is exactly preserved
Right.
and wasn't, distorted by, oral history or anything. I mean, everything that every indigenous person said hundreds of years ago
Yeah.
is, we have verbatim. We know exactly what was said,
Right.
right?
Of course.
So meaning when they described an animal that had big feet and was huge, it was obviously Bigfoot.
Every 5 years, I get to flex my MA in comparative religion. Every single culture that ever existed has mythic features, has folklore. So Zeus never really existed. He wasn't a
Wait.
guy.
Slow down, fella.
Slow down on the Zeus disbelief. That's another podcast altogether. So those are the biggies. The footprints, the sightings, the species, the legends. But yet, there are people, and again, bringing us back to our intro podcast, there are people who just want to believe because it's much more fun and engaging to believe. It's much more fun and engaging to be part of a community of people who also believe.
Because people need people.
People need people. And what else is there to say about that? Very little.